So we're going to go over some meta plays in FC26. We're going to go over these top meta cards. And don't forget, do not fall victim to the overall rate. People say, oh, a card's only 79 rated. If you believe an overall rating determines if a card is good, you're the kind of person that will fall for a pyramid scheme. Obviously, you do not rely on the overalls. They mean absolutely nothing. It's all about the in-game stats. Don't be like 90% of people in the community that are sheeps. Focus on the most important things. Now, this is a really good card, a good centre back for the Premier League. Got good links as well. The most important reason why I chose him is because he's got the jockey playstyle, he's got the intercept, aerial fortress, and he's got good defense awareness. Defense awareness is very important because the higher that stat is, the better they'll quickly be able to go in position and the better they'll be placed defensively when you're not controlling them. And of course, that influences the speed of the run and jockey. Stand tackling is not that important. This year, you could argue, is the only year where they made that difference where, you know, if you've got above 85 stand tackling, we know you get more animations. So what I said before where stand tackling is irrelevant, it's not really the case anymore. It has a bit more importance, but of course, things like interceptions, defense awareness are more important. When you press a tackle, whether you have 10 stand tackling or 99, if you're next to the ball, you're going to get the ball. And of course, the most important thing being here is sprint speed. Sprint speed, we don't see that often. And this is what the thing is. You always want sprint speed to be higher than acceleration, not the other way around, because acceleration is a time to get to the sprint speed, and most strikers have a high sprint speed. If you got high acceleration, if you imagine you have a car, and let's say you get to 0 to 20 miles per hour in 0.1 second, but you drive 40 miles per hour the entire time. Is that even a usable car? Of course not. So that's what you got to think about in terms. So do not, I keep saying this every year, do not fall victim. This guy's got good physicality. As a starter card, I'm thinking about 1 or 2k probably will be when the game comes out. Decent short passing and long passing. Yes, the vision could be better, but you can't be nitpicking at this stage of the year. And of course, he's a centre back, decent composure and decent reactions. I think this is a very good starter card. Now we're going to go for the strikers. Now we know the Colomoranis, we know those players, of course. But you want to get a striker, something that's an off league, that's a much cheaper. We've got Emre Can, Klosterman, good combinations with his Bayer card. Now, why he's actually really good is, don't forget, he's got some key play styles. Game changer, rapid, quick step, and finesse shot. Arguably, you can argue, I'll say 3 of those are probably one of the most important play styles for the attacker. But his stats are exceptionally good. Have a look at it. He's got 86 sprint speed, 86 acceleration. And you can see here, right? Have a look. He's got decent agility and balance. Now, listen, when you're starting the game, you can't be too picky with what you get. With 79 rated card, will get packed a lot and can play multiple positions. I think he's a really good card. Now, going over to the main key stats now. His composure could be higher, but he's got 80 shot power, 82 finishing. You put a hunter on this card, you got a really good starter card. Now, you can see here, it says 79 rated. Again, ignore the base stats because you can see his penalties, which are irrelevant. It's only if he's taking penalties. Because his penalties are so low, it takes the average of all his stats much lower. So to be honest, this is a top tier card in terms of a starter card, what you do want. Someone under like 5k, I think this card will go about 1 or 2k when a game comes out. He's got decent short passing as well. Physicality could be better, do not get me wrong, but when you're starting the game, you can't be picky. Beggars can't be choosers. I could give you someone like Van de Ven, who's 81 rated, but we all know is going to be like 10, 15, 20k when the game comes out. Someone like a Penda as well will be a very good. Like, it is a Penda. We all know about this card, but the truth is, because we all know about this card, he's going to be exceptionally expensive. Good agility and balance, really good finishing, and top sprint speed. If EA go the way they're going with keeping the curve low, this could be a card that could be 50k if this guy lasts all the way till November, December. So you're not going to be getting him under 10k when a game comes out. And that's why I've omitted a card like this, because that's not a realistic, reasonable card. But if you got the money, then of course, you can probably look, if he actually gets rapid, low driven, quick step and finesse shot, which I don't think that's going to be the case. This is the leaks right now, but this guy could be one striker that could probably last you a very, very long time, if not a really good superstar. Do you want to know the meta in FC26? Do you want to get ahead of the game before everyone else? So when you start the game, you know what's going on. You can come join my FC School Series on Patreon. Some of you may know that I played FC26 early, so I have a good inclination of what's coming up and what's going to be meta, as I normally predict every single year. Not only are we going to have gameplay tips, we're also going to have tips on custom tactics and instructions. We do know that the new roles, we're going to go over the new roles. In fact, we've got videos already out right now on how the new roles in FC26 work and which one's going to be the most effective. We also go over settings and controller settings that you have to change now to prepare for FC26, features that you can use right now to get ahead of the game. And of course, all the tactics and formations, we're going to give you a list of tactics and formations, go over them, which ones are the most effective. It won't be like my YouTube videos. We'll have full in-depth videos on each tactics, how they work and how you can adjust them for your playstyle. And of course, don't forget, we're also introducing a new module this year, the FC26 Mechanic Abusing series. This will just be for those players that really want to hit towards that rank 1 or even towards that pro level. We have a dedicated mechanic abusing optional tutorial that you can do if you want to. You don't have to play that way, but if you want to, you can. But of course, we're going to teach you, of course, the basic way of playing, the fundamentals, the most important way of playing. So come to my FC school. Don't forget, if you don't get better after 1 month, we will refund your money. That is the nil guys guarantee. So after 1 month, it's the perfect time to join. If you don't get better, you don't get ahead, we will refund your money. That's the nil guys guarantee. Link is down below in the description, patreon.com/nil guys. Another strike I want to go over here is Wissa, another very, very good card. Good sprint speed, 85 finishing, 82 shot power. Composure could be better, but he's got decent agility and balance as well. Again, another good card, good jumping as well. I think he'll be fairly expensive, but because he's 82 rated, there could be a chance that he probably goes down a little bit. I will say, look, again, like a Penda, if you're like the 5 to 10k region, you're looking for that cheap card, hopefully, it depends on the market. I don't know, the market makes the price, okay? EA will determine, like, see, even though he's 82 rated, EA could technically individually drop the rating of this card, and maybe he doesn't get put into like 1 out of 1,000 packs, maybe 1 out of 10,000. So it all depends on how much he gets packed and his pack weight is. We don't know that. And to be honest, any smart business probably alter that in any way. So we don't know. But I think he's a good starter card as well, if you can get him under the price. But again, he's Premier League, will probably have a higher tax compared to someone like a Penda. But something just to bear in mind. Another card I want to go with is Paris. I think that's how you say her name. She's actually a really good card now. She is in the off leagues. That's the disadvantage. But she's English. She's got those English links. And sometimes when a game comes out, you can't be too specific in trying to get 100% chemistry. You guys know me. I try to get the best chem, the maximum chemistry. But if I don't get a player, and let's say they're going to be off chemistry, they need to have good base stats. This Paris card is a perfect example. She's got good sprint speed, good acceleration, good finishing, good shot power, and she's got good dribbling. You can think of someone like this to be a very good dribbler of the ball. Someone that can move. She can play both as a right mid or a right wing. So if you're looking for someone like an English players, a Loftus-Cheek, you can get some good combination players that I'll show you as well later on with some of these cards. Another card I want to show you is Madueke. Now, as an Arsenal fan, I'll be honest, I think he's actually a decent signing. I think he's young. He's got potential to grow. I don't think he's a good player now, but in FC anyway, he's got pace. And we all know pace equals meta. No matter what anyone tells you, it will always be the meta. I think for a starter team, English as well, Premier League, Arsenal as well, very, very easy to link. Because the shooting is not amazing, people won't really favor him. But to be honest, if you look at his card as a starter card, he's got pretty good passing. 76 short passing for when the game comes out in the first week is acceptable. You got decent shot power. Finishing could be better. How many times are you going to be shooting with your right winger? In the right situations, sometimes, but probably not that much. And he's got the sprint speed, is ideally what you want to be going for. So I think it's another decent card. His stamina really does let him down. But I think if you're looking for those cheap cards very early on, we all know pace, one of the best things that you can get. I think Madueke is one of those cards that you can dribble the ball decently with, and I can get the job done. I normally just go for pacey players on the wingers. I try to get anyone under 1 or 2k. If you can get this guy for about 2 to 3k, get the job done. He is a good one if you want those English links. You can get the Paris links as well if you want. I'm going to show you this gem that I just saw today. I was filtering some of the stats and I came across this player. Now, don't get me wrong, the finishing is exceptionally high compared to the most, but 85 finishing, 80 attack positioning, 88 sprint speed, passing is decent as well. The only thing that lets her down is her composure, but again, I think she's a really good card. She can play as a left wing, left mid, and can play on the right hand side. The NWMLS League, I think it's actually pretty good. You got so many good cards, and we're going to combine her with the legend Kudananji, one of the best cards. I've always used her. 5-star as well. Honestly, unbelievable. She apparently got quick step, first touch, rapid, enforcer. If you know, you know. But she's always been my go-to card for a cheap striker. 91 sprint speed, 78 finishing, but she's got good shot power, good long shots. You can put probably a hunter on her, or if you want, you could put a finisher on her. She's got pretty good composure, good agility. Balance can be better because she's short. She feels good on the ball, and she's got good stamina and good jumping and good strength. Almost insane for a starter card. Normally, this card, when the game gets released, it's like max buy for like the first hour. Then it drops to about 3k. And this is the card that I always buy. Whether it's going to be a substitute or a starter, I always buy this because of Nanji card. And for some reason, people just don't like using it. I don't understand why. She's actually really good. She's actually better off chemistry than some of these cards that you will boost with chemistry. So something just to bear in mind, but I think she's a really good starter card and that can play that substitute role if you're going down the NWMSL. I always get that confused. NMLS is called that. Simple, but I think she's a very good card, exceptionally good. I showed you some English players before, Madueke, the Paris card. Then we got Spence. Now, Spence is a good right back when the game comes out. He can play left back as well, apparently, whether that's going to be the case or not. But again, sprint speed here being the most important thing. His defending stats, look, it's very hard to get a fullback that's got high pace. I would rather, and let me tell you, any top tier player would rather have someone that's got 95 sprint speed and 70 defense awareness, as opposed to 75 sprint speed and 95 defense awareness. You need fast players. You got to think about this. What's your opponent's winger's speed? Most of the time, they're 90 plus, and they've got the step going forward because they're playing against you, so they can do an L1 trigger before you switch to your defender. So you got to recover. Someone like Spence would be good. You could chuck a sentinel on him, an anchor, or if you're like me, you probably want more pace and go with a shadow. At the end of the day, sprint speed equals recovery. The slower, I would say the less skilled player you are and the slower your reactions are, the pace can help you recover quicker. And I can tell you that from teaching thousands, tens of thousands of students now. Pace equals recovery. But I think he's a very good card. And of course, he's English and it gets you the link. And if you look for someone on the other side, Kirkes is actually a very good left back. I think this would be priced quite highly because he's got 90 stamina, 83 aggression, but he's got 78 defense awareness, 80 stand tackling, 83 slide tackling, and he's got 87 sprint speed, 80 acceleration. I think it will be priced a bit higher, but if his price is pretty good, him and someone like Robinson will be a good combination. Another shout is Rico Henry. Those you don't remember when he was a silver card. But again, 77 defense awareness. Stamina is appalling. Do not get me wrong, stamina is appalling. But let's say you need a left back that's on stay back. Maybe can help you with a build-up play a little bit. Not going to use him as inverted wing back. 86 sprint speed, that top tier agility and balance. This is definitely a go-to card to get. I'm seeing rapid and quick step quite a lot on some of these cards. I don't think that's true. I don't think a lot of these cards can get rapid and quick step. But again, he's got the pace. If you need a left back on stay back for maybe 1k or under when the game comes out, someone cheap that can get the job done at a decent level until you can get someone like Robinson or Kirkes or upgrade that card on the left hand side. Now we had some center mids going Thuram, French, Juventus, Serie A. There's actually a lot of Serie A players. Benacer is a good center mid as well. 80 sprint speed, 80 defensive awareness, very good shooting. This guy is an absolute tank. What's interesting is he can play both CDM and center mid. I would say this is one of the best starter cards because it has everything that you want. Even if someone has all 80 rated stats, it's not important. The reason why is he's got the best distribution. I'll explain to you what I mean. He's got the stature. We know that clunkier players can now move a bit easier. But look, 80 sprint speed, very, very good. His shooting is very good. You can see his volleys and penalties doesn't actually bring the overall rating down. Again, overall rating means nothing. But he can take long shots, important. He can shoot going forward, important. Attack positioning, when he goes forward, if you're playing a center mid as a playmaker, box to box, he can get that job done very well. His passing is exceptional for a starter card. 83 short passing, 80 long passing, vision 78 and curve 72. Who cares about pick accuracy? I think it's a very good pass. So you can see 3 in the checklist, all done for center mid, all around. Then for dribbling, now his balance, the best. You're not going to be expecting this card to get the ball and dribble with the ball with him. This is not that kind of player. 75 agility, composure is very good. He's got decent dribbling. But at the end of the day, all these stats are relevant. You can have 99 agility, 99 balance. If a player is 6'4", they're always going to feel clunky. Again, do not fall for that. Then it goes to defending, which I think is exceptional as well. 80 defense awareness, 84 stand tackling, 81 interceptions. He's got the key stats in the right area. I think that's amazing. For a CDM, I think that's perfect. The fact he's a center mid naturally and has those stats, even better. And his physicality, he has everything that you want. He's got the stamina, could be a bit higher, but he's got the aggression, the jumping, the strength. He has everything that you want. This is what I would consider a card that will get packed a lot. French, Serie A, loads of links, especially those cheap teams in Serie A. There's so many players. We know Benacer can link with him. Ibanez is a centre back. There's so many good cards. Spinazzola, left back, right back. This will be a very good starter card that you can get in. Even if you get him on 2 chemistry and get the job done. If you can get him under 5k, that's a good buy. Now, one card is Madri. Now, I know she's 84 rated, but the good thing is she's out and off league, so she won't be priced as highly. Now, if you have her that's French, and you have someone like Thuram, and you get another French player, you got some good chemistry links going. If you get a full French squad, let's say you get Colo Morani, or let's say you get some of the other French players, you can start building up chemistry very easy with these mixed league players just by a nation. France have a lot of good players, good cheap starter players as well. But you can see she's a centre mid that you'd put alongside someone like Thuram, that she can get the ball and get the ball going forward, and she can dribble. Very good at dribbling. Very, very good. She's short, which is the most important thing. She's got 83 defensive awareness. Unbelievable. I didn't even know she had 83 defensive awareness. Stamina is appalling. Don't get me wrong. Her stamina is appalling. But let's say she's the player just to bring the ball going forward, to pass the ball and get the ball going forward. And occasionally that shot here and there might get subbed off. I think she's a good start card. If you can get her for cheap, let's say under 5k, I think she's a good buy. Yes, her stamina is not good. I'm very well aware that beggars can't be choosers at this stage of the game. Get whatever you can. I think her as someone alongside Thuram, get the job done. You can always sub her off later on and sub someone like Benacer or Crystal Dunn or anyone else you can get later on inside the game. But if she's there just to stand still, get the ball to her feet and make the pass, or get the ball going, or left stick dribbling, because don't forget there's no stamina when you're left stick dribbling. So when you get the ball and you're in control of that player, there's no stamina. That's why you can kind of let go of stamina being as important. It's still important, but maybe not as important as it once was. And if you're looking for another card, Di Lorenzo can apparently play centre back. If this guy can play in centre back, different level. But 85 sprint speed, 79 defense awareness. This is a very good card. If you can play centre back, will be insane. Can give you those links to the Thuram and so on. Serie A, of course. But very good stats, defending, physicality, and pace going forward. Let me know if you want to see more of these. You might make some more for every single league, maybe every single position. We're going to start doing more of these videos. And don't forget, if you're part of the Patreon, you can see the exact meta players that I actually recommend and squad builders. Link will be down below in the description. We'll be making those as time goes on. And of course, our Patreon series, we're going to teach you how to get better S26 before the game comes out. You can prepare and get ready. If you don't get better after 1 month, we will refund your money. That's the nil guides guarantee. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace.